This Ducati is absolutely ridiculously noisy, but why do we make them noisy? Okay guys, we are going to discuss the history of loud, noisy motorcycle exhausts. We're also going to discuss why, and I'm also going to tell you my personal opinion on it. Let's get stuck in. So even before World War I, they introduced baffles for exhaust because they were so noisy. Now remember, World War I, they had no baffles and they had no cats, so it was blowing people's faces off quite literally. It wasn't until the 70s where they started regulating motorcycle exhaust noise output with decibel readers, and that is why today's standard of motorcycle exhausts are a lot quieter. A little bit of science for you here. So when we hear really loud thundering noises, it does release dopamine and adrenaline in the brain, and that is why you'll find a lot of people like and get excited by the noise of thunder and lightning and volcanoes and explosions. So that is why technically we actually love those sounds. Okay, so let's forget the science and let's just explain how nice it sounds. A V4 engine with no baffling, it sounds absolutely beautiful. It's the same on V-twins and many other styles of engines. If you're purist, you'll understand exactly what I mean. If it's cars you're into or bikes, when you hear engine noises, they just sound beautiful, regardless of dopamine hits and science and things like that. Now, the other thing is stock exhausts tend to look a little bit ugly, and aftermarket exhausts tend to look a hell of a lot better. So there is the noise element to it, but there's also the styling element. This is the Akrapovic on my Streetfighter. I think it looks stunning. The stock exhaust on the Streetfighter for this model, 2025, it actually looks quite nice. So it's not really an issue if you're going to keep it. But on some bikes, the stock exhaust is pretty awful. Now, there's the other thing as well, which is not 100% necessary, but you do get a little bit more brake horsepower from aftermarket exhaust. And the reason is for that is because you don't have the cat converter in, and also you don't have the big baffling, so it helps it breathe a lot better. On some bikes like mine, you then do really need to put in a air filter. I've stuck the Sprint PO8 air filter in this because it just helps it, it just helps it breathe that little bit better. Right, I'm going to bring the mood down ever so slightly. Now that, it sounds incredible, as you've all heard. What you can hear on the phone or through your computer or whatever it is nothing in comparison to how it actually sounds in real life. Now, it's beautiful, it's a lot of money, it's very, very noisy. You do have to, well, at least I do, respect people's views and opinions. And also, you've got to respect people's, what they're actually doing. If people are at a picnic table nearby, you don't want to be in a car park revving it because it is that noisy. I understand a lot of people like the sound of the bike, but I completely appreciate and respect the fact that some people don't. When you ride through villages and stuff, I don't sit there revving it or anything like that. And when I pull up at, let's say, a park for some lunch with friends, I don't sit there doing that because that's disrespecting people's time. And I just don't think that's the right thing to do. I understand people might be saying, well, what's the point in having the noisy exhaust? But when you're on a country road and you pull the throttle back with that, oh my God, it's absolutely incredible. It pops and bangs, and as you know, I've done videos on it before, but for me, it's a worthwhile investment. If you did want to keep the stock exhaust, that's also a brilliant option, but it's very, very quiet. And again, with today's emissions and all that sort of stuff, I don't know the technical details on that, but they have to put more and more cats in and baffles and everything like that. So yeah, for me, it's a great option. So my personal view on having a noisy exhaust like this, it's a double thumbs up. As cringy as that is, it really is a double thumbs up. It sounds amazing and also looks amazing. You know, funny enough, ironically, as I'm doing this video, the stock exhaust, as I've said on this Ducati Streetfighter, is actually quite nice. It just doesn't sound of anything. It just sounds really, really tinny. So for me, that was kind of a, if you're going to spend that much on the bike, you want to hear it and you want to hear the true sounds of the engine. The V4s are just such a nice noise. It's horrible to not have that to your ears, if that makes sense, the true sound. So yeah, again, got to appreciate people's time and all that and respect and things, which I completely get. But yeah, it's lovely. It's nice. The other thing about this one, it's titanium, so you can see this lovely bluing effect there, which I think looks really, really nice. There's other things to consider, like ear protection and things like that. Now, I do occasionally ride with ear protection on long rides, and people say, well, what's the point in spending all the money having that sexy thing and putting earplugs in? Now, earplugs don't completely mute everything. They just lower the volume. So you can still hear the V4 engine, you can still hear the pops and bangs and everything like that. It just reduces it and takes the edge off. So that's a really good thing. And also, you've got to look after your health. You know, tinnitus, you know, all of these things can be caused by loud motorcycle exhaust, including wind noise as well. So for me, it's a definite yes. I don't know what you guys think at home. Please feel free to tell me what you think, but I think it finishes the bike off really nicely. I think it's a lovely part of it. So yeah, I'm thrilled. And I think that's it. It's just a short video today. It's like 2 degrees, so it's very cold. So I'm not going to stand here all day. But again, thank you very, very much for everyone who's watched the video, and Happy New Year.